Today we're exploiting the BG Reynolds Passion Fruit syrup to make a cocktail that has it as a featured taste profile along with some aged cockspur rum.
Did you say exploiting?
Yes.
Wow, that's hardcore. Welcome to Common Cocktails. I'm your host, Derrick Shover. That is Ian Andrews.
And our producer of the show is Anthony Weller.
I would have forgot again.
And Weller.
He's Lazy Krogan, Lazykrogan on the Twitter.
On the Twitter.
Sorry, it slid off the screen, but I even put TWITTAH.
Twitter.
Yeah.
That's good old New England speak right there.
I know.
Yeah.
This cocktail called the Passion Fruit Sour, submitted by our friend Kevin Murphy, who's also a Patreon supporter. I think he's actually coming up this week in this week's rotations of the Patreon supporters. This is 1.5 ounces of aged rum, 3/4 of an ounce of passion fruit syrup, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 3 dashes of orange bitters, and a pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
This recipe will challenge your measuring because we have here a demo unit that I'm not going to end up carrying, but I will find one that I like that does 3/4 and then 1.25 ounces on the other side.
So 3/4 up top, you flip it over, you get 1.25 ounces.
Yeah. It has no measures on it.
So to do 1.5 ounces,
pisses me off.
It's just 3/4 times 2. It's nice and easy.
Yeah, except for the measures.
Except for it's not on there.
So if you don't have a 3/4 measure, just by eye it, if you will. We're going to shake it. We're going to strain it into a coupe. What do we got here? We got, what was 3/4? 1.5 ounces when you multiply it by 2? So 2 ounces, that's 3 ounces. 3 ounce drink. That'll fit in this little bitch right there. Boom!
Look at that.
That's right.
Normally, it would be nice to have a carafe of juice if you're going to use a jigger like this.
Yeah, rather than trying to spray it.
You're not going to try to squeeze it right in there?
Hopefully the other camera catches that, because that's funny.
Even though I did.
You just got to do this more so that the camera...
I got to be conscious of that camera.
I know.
3 dashes of orange bitters.
So from the orange bitters,
2,
we talked about this. Actually, it might not have been out yet. It should hopefully be out, but there's different ways of measuring. This one has the eyedropper in it, right? So I stopped carrying the bitter cubes 1 ounce bottles in favor of the ones in favor of these. There's a couple reasons for that. First off, I started moving away from these because we get a lot of customers that are bartenders and bars like bigger bottles. They're going to go through too quickly.
So that reminds me, I have an off-camera discussion for you.
Oh, I love off-camera discussion.
Come on.
There's 2 cameras here.
Yes.
Both have to be off?
Nope. Just after we're done filming.
So this is caramelized orange, coriander, cardamom. So if you go to awesomedrinks.com and pick up your bitter cube bitters, you'll get a 5 ounce bottle instead of the 1 ounce bottle. The other advantage to it is these bottles, because they're smaller, the cost effectiveness isn't as high. They're almost always going to cost you more to buy a 1 ounce. My original thinking was, you know what? I could buy 2 bottles in this size for the price of one of these. So why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But this one, you're getting more, and it's actually about, I think I worked out about $2 less to buy it in this size as opposed to...
Based on volume.
Based on volume. So you'd have to buy 5 of these. Oh, how would you even do that? Yeah, it's not cost.
Math and profit.
Right. This is a better deal for everybody. And it also means I don't have to carry 1. You'll see some of the old bitter cubes. I still have this size until I'm sold out, like the Boulevard, Jamaican number 1 and 2. Once those are out, we'll move to the bigger bottles. You'll also find these. One of these will show up in the show. The 2 new Bitterman, Corazon and the Trinities. Corazon is a spicy mole style bitter, which is this one. And then the Trinity is actually 3. It's the Boulevard, the cherry bark vanilla, and the orange blended into one. So if you're like, oh, I like the orange, but I also like the cherry, they actually have a product that said, screw, let's put it all in there.
All right, why not?
Am I supposed to take a picture of that?
Oh, yeah.
Only if you want to.
Don't really.
Throw some cockspur in there.
Boom, how about that?
Put Blair in the background.
Yeah. Was that in the way? You know, that looks like it almost has pineapple juice, the way it's got that white.
A little bit of a head onto it? Yeah.
Kind of is.
Not too much. It's just got to be the passion fruit and the lime are probably doing that.
No smell.
No smell, huh? Not a lot.
No.
It's thick.
Syrup. 3/4 ounce. It's a small drink, lots of syrup.
Is there gum in that? Well, that's a 2-on-1. 2 ounces of rum. 1 ounce of 2 parts of rum, 1 part of the syrup, one part of the lime,
Yeah.
with the bitters and the salt as additives.
So what do you think?
So classic cocktail.
It's got all the classic cocktail logic to it.
Yep.
I'll give you my impression. You know what I think?
So you have it done. Yeah, okay.
I like it.
That's good. Where did this one come from? Submitted by Kevin Murphy?
Kevin. I don't know. He's in the chat room. No, he's not.
He's a.
That's Dan.
I wonder if that's the Kevin I met at Target.
I don't know, but she always has that. I like passion fruit, and it has. We've been experimenting with passion fruit, and passion fruit tends to be a bitch to get to come out in that amount. You need to add a lot of. It makes it thicker.
Yeah, it does.
Bring out
because
the
of the gum
passion
in there. Yeah.
Yeah, because and that is from what I can tell, kind of a passion fruit property is at least with this product. Maybe there's other passion fruit syrups out there. If you guys know of any other passion fruit syrups, write it below so I can check them out. The passion fruit needs to be amped up to get a lot of the passion fruit out of it, especially the lime. The lime's got a lot of bite to it.
Right.
A lot of passion
Well,
fruit
it's
has
got less than lemon, so I can see the lime going better with passion fruit than lemon.
Yeah.
Big time.
And the passion fruit that you get,
There it is.
you know, at the store can either be super sour
Yeah.
or really sweet. I like the sweet one. This kind of it could have started as a sour, but with all the sugar, makes it sweet. I don't know how that works. From what I've noticed, there's more passion fruit that's super sour than sweet. Like super sour, like it's like almost hard to
Puckery.
Yeah, it's almost hard to eat
Wow.
because it's so
I
sour.
don't think I've ever had passion fruit before.
Really?
Really?
Like you get
No, I just lied.
Did you just lie?
Yeah.
You lied!
Out of camera on the internet. I lied on the internet.
Well, you need to get you a wiki page.
There's gonna be an outcry.
Then it'll be true.
It's good. I like it. It's got a really cool consistency. It's thickish. It's the rum kind of comes in a little bit.
Is it too sweet for you?
Maybe a little sweet for me.
Because, like, based on what I've seen you gravitate towards, you seem to almost be moving into the classic realm.
I like classic cocktails.
Yeah, like the Negronis, the Angostura, like the Trinidad Sour.
Last Word's good.
Things
I
that- yeah, like
Boulevardiers and
The sour,
Manhattans
maybe a
and
lean
stuff.
towards sour with a lot of bitter.
I would lean towards spirit forward with a little bit of sweetness over sour.
Really?
Yeah, but not overly sweet. Not,
Yeah.
not 80s sweet.
no. That's it. That is closer to 80s sweet.
Yeah. It's not a bad drink. I love sweet.
No.
I got a wicked sweet tooth, so don't get me wrong. But if I'm gonna sip a cocktail, sometimes I just like the classic.
This would be the kind of cocktail I would open with at a bar. Like if I knew it, if I went to a bar and I knew what all the cocktails tasted like,
Yeah.
I would probably start with this and then move into a little bit more of a spirit forward as I go. Just I don't know why I like to start.
That
with
gives
a
me
spirit
the
drink.
idea of a question of the day.
You have a question of the day.
I have a
It's
question
An idea
of the
of a
day.
question of the day. We
Now
don't
that
know
we're
if it's
talking
going to be
about this.
full question
So,
yet.
yeah, we don't know yet. So, I guess the question would be phrased.
I don't really have anything.
You're gonna have something.
I'm
probably.
gonna see.
How have you progressed? How has your taste palate progressed through cocktails? Like I always liked beer, so I brewed and did all that stuff, homebrew, but not as sophisticatedly as your
Right.
dad. But
Yeah,
I've definitely done the homebrew
it's
thing.
just the different level.
Very different level. He stepped it up. But then I got into cocktails, and like I always liked sweet stuff and syrupy stuff, and
Right.
because I got a sweet tooth. But now I'm kind of like in pre-prohibition style. Like, is there a natural progression of cocktail interests for people? I think there is, because I mean I know Curd was all pre-prohibition for a while, and
Yeah.
I think anybody in the craft cocktail industry is probably going to go through that because they want to feel like they have a historical background.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm just
I
kind of
feel
wondering
like
if people
they.
take different paths. You know what I mean?
I have this. My theory is that all the paths lead to the same end point. Like everything I've seen from like everybody
not
I know,
really, 'cause, I mean,
they
look-
they all start to go back towards the classics.
But look at Warren. He likes his drinks not sweet,
Right.
a little sour.
But a lot of those
That's
end up
kinda
being
classic, yeah.
those end up being classic. Like in the drink selection, a lot of the ones you're picking up would be more on the classic side, right? And I started with like the super sweet drinks and some Mai Tais that are really crazy, and I still Tiki's awesome. I
Some
love
people
Tiki.
just go to. They
Tiki's
don't
a
go
mood
into
drink.
cocktails. They go into like they like tasting single spirits. Like they like their scotches or their aged.
Yeah,
wines.
that's a I don't even know where that falls. That's like almost like a
It's like a
subcategory.
drinking path, not necessarily a cocktail path. But what's your taste profile path been?
Yeah.
I guess that's the question of the day. What got you into cocktails? What did you like originally, and where are you now? Has that changed?
And I think it kind of fits almost like the way music works too. A lot of the times you end up back in the the
old
classic rock,
Yeah.
right? Even if it's not the only thing you listen to, like it might be the one you appreciate the most, but you like the variety. Like
Yeah.
I like a lot of the classic cocktails, but one or two of them, and it's fun to experience them the way from different takes. Like here's my old fashioned. This is a different type of old fashioned. This is a take on the old fashioned. Or the things we do when we were at Tails, and you get like, oh, we'll add some chocolate bitters in there, and it's the same cocktail, but they're adding a new derivative.
I think that's the next step. Like once you're into those classic cocktails and the pre-prohibition or whatever, then you get into wanting to make them your own, and add your own individual tastes and preferences into those drinks.
My path right now, and everybody can write kind of where you are too. Like, what is your thing that you stick to? My path right now is more island cocktails, like rum heavy. Deep into the rum category, like anything with a rum.
Yeah.
Right. But that doesn't mean I don't like a whiskey sour. Everybody says, "What should I start with for a drink?" It's a whiskey sour. Yeah. Like I like whiskey drinks too, but like if I'm gonna sit down and say I want to drink for me right now, it's probably gonna be a rum cocktail.
Right.
And
there's a lot of good rum.
And if I want something that tastes like the whiskey sour, I will go with a darker, like aged rum, which is exactly what I did here. I felt
you gotta get that oakiness and maybe smokiness out of it.
And I wanted to go a little older. So, answer the question, because comments have sucked lately.
Yeah, they have.
I want to see
What's up with that?
More comments.
More comments.
Like, I don't even care if you don't have a good answer. Just write it.
Yeah.
Just come up with something. Bring up your own question today, and we'll answer it. I don't know.
While you're trying to think what to write, go to patreon.com/CMC and donate to the show, or everydaydrinkers.com/donate to donate to the show, facebook.com/cocktailtv, so you're notified of updates and all the posts that Derrick does.
So if you want, you can go to awesomedrinks.com, use coupon code Valentine's16, because it's like Valentine's Day coming up and all that. Just unsubscribe to that. You can get coupe glasses. You can get no
bitters. You can get the BG Reynolds syrups.
This was like a product demo. Cocktail, this entire episode. I don't sell alcohol.
Was that planned or salt?
No, it wasn't planned. I just like tasty stuff.
Well, there you go.
So BG Reynolds Bitter Cube. You can use Valentine's 16 Savior at 15% off until like something like March. And I apologize for last week. The last coupon codes of the week were actually already expired.
Dope.
Math, pre-recording, weird things happen.
Date time, math, and code is always difficult.
I'm telling you, it always comes out with a negative number.
Goddamn
so
formatting.
You can also go to iOS devices if you have one. Those are Apple devices. And go to the App Store, search for Common Man Cocktails, download our app. You can watch the videos right on your phones or your tablets and stuff like that. And
it's better than porn.
It's totally better than porn.
Well,
at least for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
After the last 5 minutes. After the first 5 minutes.
We don't need to take that any further. I'll get you a knocking.
On that note,
what did you drink? An Eldorado 12 I bought on drinkupnewyork.com. Eldorado people never got back to me, and I'm impatient. And they made me angry. Like I feel like if I contact you, you should dang well get back to me.